Okay, hi, I'm Casey. If you're new here, I do booktube content, and today I really want to talk about what you can hopefully expect next year from this channel. I know it's the time of year where everyone is doing like channel updates and stuff, and I don't feel like I'm in a place to do an update. I just kind of want to tell you what to expect next year. So next year, I think you can expect a lot more of the stuff that I've been doing this year. Hopefully I'm going to talk about more book recommendations. I want to continue doing wrap-ups and seasonal TBRs when applicable. I'm not doing a winter TBR right now because so much of my reading has been based around the reading challenges I'm not competing, good God, I am participating in. But one of the big ones I did this year was the Buzzword Reading Challenge, and there hasn't been an update for that for next year, so I don't really know what my next couple of months in the beginning of the year are going to look like. So, but anyways, talking about the Buzzword Reading Challenge, that was something I did this year. I didn't talk a lot about, but I did every month try to complete as many as I had on my want to read shelf. My big goal for this past year was to just read the stuff I was interested in, and that was on my Goodreads want to read shelf. And I feel really good about what I accomplished. I tried to stay on top of it. It is still massive at over 900 entries, but I have probably trimmed off over 250 of those, not from what I've read this year, but just purely from going back, looking at it, and realizing that my reading taste has changed and removing it from that. Now, I've also read a lot this year that was on there to begin with, and I felt really good about it, and that's probably something I'm going to continue to strive for next year, is doing that, but I want to do that by fulfilling prompts for fun challenges. So if the Buzzword Reading Challenge continues next year, I will probably be doing that as long as I find the prompts interesting and engaging. I really enjoyed doing the Libro FM audiobook challenge this year. I listened to a lot of audiobooks, and so it was nice to have a lot of purpose in what I was selecting and trying to, I didn't do a wonderful job of keeping track of everything, but also making sure, this really helped me make sure that I was keeping my reading diverse and had a really fun time with it. And again, if there is a similar one next year, I will be participating in that as well. If you have any fun challenges that you like to participate in, please tell me in the comments down below, because I would love to add another one to the list. And I think they're really fun, and I think they're really engaging, especially when they have a variety of prompts that allow you to do things throughout the year. That was really one of the big things that was successful for me, was being able to either come back to it every month or being able to check in periodically and make sure that I was completing the prompts. One of the things that I've done just in my personal reading over the past several years, and I don't think I've talked a lot about it here, but I've tried to read the Goodreads Best of Horror. Horror is my favorite genre, so of course that's where I gravitate towards words. I'm not good at them. That's what I gravitate towards, especially on Goodreads, or something that is kind of like a popularity contest like the Goodreads Best of. But I don't think I'm going to continue doing this for a couple of reasons. Number one, the stuff that's on there, a lot of it doesn't really work for me. I felt really good this year for the nominees that have gone up, because I had read, or I was interested in, the majority of them, but there were a couple of them that Jennifer McMahon doesn't work for me, and T. Kingfisher doesn't work for me. Both those authors appear every year, that they have books that are relevant for that category, and I don't like either of their work. It's not something that works for me, and I'm going to keep saying that because I don't want to come off as super negative about it, but I felt like, not 2023's awards, but 2022, half of them felt like they were thrillery or more mystery thriller, rather than a pure horror book. And mystery thriller horror doesn't work for me. People love it, and I'm so happy it works for them, but it doesn't for me. And so while this year's awards were better, I just think that because I had read so many of them already, I felt like I already kind of had my finger on the pulse of what was going on, at least to an extent. And so it's something that I'll look at and I'll probably talk about, but I'm not going to push myself to read all of them like I have in past years, because it's not going to work and I'm going to just get annoyed by the end of it, and then it's going to put me in a slump. So I'm not going to be doing that. But one thing I do want to do is I want to follow the Bram Stoker and I believe the Shirley Jackson Awards for horror. I think both of those awards that I think they do their announcements more in the middle of the year, I think will be really fun. And I think this has an opportunity. The reason I started like following the Goodreads Best of Horror list is because I want to be introduced to new authors. And so I think those awards I really will have a much better success rate with, and I will make videos talking about them, and I'm excited to do that in the future. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, one other thing that's gonna change, I've made a few of these videos this year, and those are my What's in the Box with Carl here, and I think I am going to stop making those. I enjoy having Carl. Carl's a lovely decoration. You can see I've actually emptied him out. But I think he might come back in some other capacity. But I had such a bad time doing this year. I would find books that I just hated, and I swear to God, I just need to trim my shelves. And that's all this taught me. These weren't very popular videos on my channel, but they were always at least to an extent, they were fun because I love the process of, you know, opening his face up and sticking my hand in his maw and all that kind of stuff. But I am going to look into trying to do something else with him and figuring out how to incorporate him more, because the only thing that I think Carl helped me accomplish was to get a few extra books off of my shelves, but not enough that I'm going to continue to pursue this. So no more What's in the Box videos, except for one more that's coming up in like very soon, because it's the last one I'm gonna do. And yeah, we'll see Carl again in the future in some other capacity. Okay, and I think that's it. I don't really have any other, I have like some other ideas, but they're like big things that I'm going to be tracking all year and then talking about at the end of next year. I'm potentially going to be putting together my own little reading challenge that I'm just going to do, but I will like put out into the world if anyone else is interested in doing it with me, that's going to focus around libraries. But I don't know if that's even going to happen. We'll see if there's time. Thanks for joining me today. Please feel free to do algorithm things if you want, and I will see you next week when there's a new video out, and I hope you're having a lovely time. This may be going up around Christmas or, you know, just the winter holidays towards the end of the year, and I hope you're having a lovely time. Okay,